For today's episode, I have a very special guest, and actually, he is the very first one in this series. Can you introduce yourself, sir?
So, hi, I'm Ralph Zedric Chua. Currently, I'm working as the purchasing bilingual assistant, so I'm handling purchases both locally and internationally, especially in using the Chinese language, specifically Putonghua or Mandarin.
So, thank you so much for joining us tonight, sir. And this episode will be called as Filipino Chinese Gen Z in the Workplace. Introduction lang po, sir. What year you were born?
I was born in 1997, December actually.
Do you consider po yourself as Gen Z or Millennial since 1997? Po parang in between na siya ng generation.
Actually, like, it's always changing. It's always changing whenever they say it's like, oh, you're Gen Z because you're a lot more in the younger generation. Maybe yung kasi. Or like, sometimes they'll tell me like, oh, you're old enough, so you're probably millennial. And in general, for me, I just considered myself more millennial kasi, okay, fine. My sister na yung Gen Z. Yung younger sister.
So right now, you're feeling more on millennial side?
Yes.
Until when, sir?
Maybe until like I would be more kitty around people again. Then yun Gen Z na.
So, is it different po like growing up in a Filipino Chinese household before and now?
I would say it was a lot more stricter back then because back when I was young, you know, the standards were very high. Everyone was very focused on academics or what achievements you've made. Very often, like there's like the comparison, like why is this family's kids doing better compared to what you're doing right now?
I think sir, hindi na po siya mawawala sa mga Filipino household po talaga.
Yeah, but like as of now, at least maybe it's just like I'm a bit older and there's a lot more talk regarding mental health, so
yeah.
it's a lot more welcoming. Like, sure, I will challenge you, but I also should be able to recognize how far am I pushing you.
Like how to validate the children's feelings. So, what can you say po the biggest difference between Millennial, Filipino Chinese, and Gen Z, Filipino Chinese?
Well, I think it's just more of an age issue for this case. Like, well, a lot of my millennial batchmates, and I would say some other people that I've met through my current work or random social media websites, they're a lot more pressured as of now to be extremely more successful. Like, everyone's working under the, I don't know what the proper term is, but we call it like working under fire. It's like we have to keep working right now so much so that we're able to retire early.
So let's go to the main part. As the title of this episode, Filipino Chinese Gen Z in the Workplace. So currently po in general, how is it hard to look for a job?
I would say as of now, the job market is extremely getting a lot more difficult and a lot more competitive because, well, with the abundance of options that you can get hired through, they're always going to get a lot of people to get to choose from. The thing is, they would only be able to select a few, so try to apply as early as you can first of all. And if the job is getting older, that's also another competitive thing. Then the other thing is, based from the job that you're hiring from, it's either they're in a rush to hire a person for the job, that's why there's an opening, or they're taking their time so they actually get to screen through everyone, which is by that time they have another job already. I would honestly say there are some cases like we would accept as long as you can speak the language, and there are a lot of jobs that are like that because, well, as much as we're learning a lot of things in college, as the saying goes, not everything you learn can be learned in the classroom. A lot of the things you learn while you're on site. That's why, at least for the 3 companies that I've been in, they're like a lot of them are very much okay as long as you have some like little to like medium type of experience. It's just an extra premium that you're very experienced in the field.
Yes po. I think a lot of openings or mandate openings right now, as long as you have the language and you can use it, kahit po hindi super galing, kahit hindi po super fluent, as long as you're confident to use the language at work, I think we can push through that. I think nabanggit ko to sa inyo during your job hunting.
Oh, yeah.
Na, nung nabanggit niyo po na hindi po kayo masyadong confident sa language niyo.
For me personally, I would say even like I went through grade school and high school in Xavier School. We were kind of required to learn Chinese from there, but after college, I didn't really get to use Chinese as much. So I know Chinese, but I don't practice it well enough that I don't feel confident in myself that I would be able to use it in the workplace. Little by little, I kind of gained the confidence that, I'm understanding what they're saying. I think I can do this.
So way back in college po, like aware na po ba kayo na may mga bilingual jobs in the Philippines, or after graduation nyo lang siya malaman?
Actually, funny story. Because like when I know that there are a lot of bilingual, especially what a lot of people were telling me was Hokkien, which there still are a lot of words that require Hokkien, that you speak Hokkien. But there are also a lot of jobs that require that you speak Mandarin. That's why for this case, it's at the time I was like, well, I'm not really that good in Chinese. I don't think I'll ever use it. Like, I know it exists, but I never expected I would be here.
So is there any difference between looking for a job now than before from what you've heard po?
I would say jobs as of these days not really too different, because I don't really hear about like walk-in applications anymore. So everything really is based on online.
So like yung mga naririnig niyo po previously, yung sa mga older generation na pag naghahanap sila ng work.
No, yes, it's way different. I mean, I would say the competition back then was a competition of logistics. Like, can you make it to the job and to apply and keep on going for the different phases? For now, since everything is mainly online, it's just a numbers game.
Okay po. So, do you think po Gen Z still follow the culture of older generations?
I would say Gen Z a lot are the ones questioning culture, because, well, culture has been there to guide us on how we're supposed to act, but it's how they used to act during that time. It doesn't necessarily apply to Gen Z because, well, I would say despite a lot of stricter environment, the environment is actually kind of kinder and more welcoming to them.
So how about the co-workers po? Since you're medyo diverse environment kayo sa current company mo, how was it working with the different kind of bilinguals like Filipino Chinese, native Chinese?
I would honestly say, like, yeah, Gen Z does surprise me. You'd be surprised, like, oh, this person looks like very boss level, very managerial. She seems to know, like, whatever she's doing. Oh, you're 23 years old. Wow. Interesting. You just graduated. Oh, okay.
It's very interesting po talaga pag may interactional kayo before nyo malaman kung anong age.
Because, like, of course, knowing the person's age is very like a different caliber compared to seeing like, wow, this person's really good at her job.
So sa work niyo po, wala naman pong difference kayo gaano nakikita between the mga co-workers niyo na Millennial and Gen Z?
Because I would say like everyone performs really well. So you wouldn't really think like, you know, for someone who's like baby, you're really good. You like that.
Okay po, so how was it for your experience ngayon overall?
I would say like it's a fun experience naman, like getting to explore a lot of different things. At first, I didn't really have that much confidence in the bilingual field, but JK really pushed me, and I would say like that was like a good push towards the right direction. And if I would be able to have some say regarding like welcoming people to try out these kinds of things, I would, because like I would say I was only able to explore so much parts of the Philippines if it weren't for JK.
Wow! Natasyawan kami, sir. Thank you so much po for joining us tonight, and I hope you can join us then next time po, despite of your busy schedule, your travels. Thank you so much po, sir. For more Mandarin contents, please like, share, and follow our Facebook page, Mandarin Jobs Philippines. This has been Miss Sela
And Ralph Chua.
再见